again, I'm sorry that I'm out today. I have left 2 project choices. This is your second choice. It is called the circle game. If you read the instructions at the top, it tells you specifically what to do. Let's go over them together. What can you turn these circles into? Think creatively. Use a sharp pencil. So you want to make sure your pencil is really sharp. If you look at the pencil that I'm going to use, it has a very sharp point. It is very sharpened. So if you have a dull pencil, go ahead and sharpen it now. I want to have a lot of detail in your work. For example, you can see this pizza has a ton of detail. This orange slice, as does this snake. So you can choose and decide if you're going to stay completely within the circle, like these pizzas, or if you go outside the circle a little bit, like this snake. You're welcome to use color. I have left markers for you to use on the tables as well as color pencils. You may not use paint. You may not work on any projects that are incomplete from class. These are the options available to you, so you have to submit this. This entire sheet will be worth 100 points. And then you have, each row will be worth 25. So 25 points here, 25 here, 25 here, and 25 here. You must have all rows completed to get all 100 points. Now, if you're clearly working very detailed and you don't get the whole page completed, of course, I'm not going to penalize you. But the expectation is that you should have time to complete it if you're working hard the entire time. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the circle and I want to kind of brainstorm to myself, what are some circular objects that I could create? And I see in the examples they have pizza and they have an orange slice and they have a snake. And those are all choices that I could make as well. I could do my own interpretation of that, or I could come up with something completely new. So some great objects that are circles are, you could do the top of a circular container. You could do a weird frisbee, the hub of a wheel. So just think to yourself of some circular things and try to brainstorm some different ideas that you could create. You also, it doesn't have to be a real object that exists in the world. You could just create an interesting circular design. And I think that's how I'm actually going to start my work, is I'm going to create just an interesting circular design, something that has radial balance. So I'm going to go around from the center. And I'm going to work slowly, really take my time and think about what I'm doing. I'm going to make it look kind of like a whirlpool. Actually, it kind of looks like if I cut a bunch of celery across, and this was what was left on the inside, where the different stalks were cut in half. It's interesting. And I might come back later and add some color to that. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one. And I think I really like to do my own interpretation of Hokusai's The Great Wave. So I'm going to use this circular space to kind of recreate some of the wave action that he had. Remember, there was also a wave coming from the side, and then there were boats. So I'm going to go ahead and add some boats. And there were people in the boats. They were working. In the back there was the view of a mountain. I think there was a boat here. A person rowing. And then I'm going to come back and add color to that later as well. Something else that's circular. I could do the inside of a yarn bowl. The 6th graders are working on those. And that might look interesting. Coming around and adding each layer. And then again, I'm going to come back later and add color. But you get the idea. What you're basically going to do is create a bunch of miniature designs. And you're going to fill all of the circles on the page to receive all your points. When you're finished, make sure that you have written your name at the top. And then you need to place this in your table folder where you turn in work. There are some early finisher choices for you at the front of the room. You can turn those into the folder as well for extra credit. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday.